Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Lokashankaram Samastajana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha Om Sri Tapovan Sishyaya Namaha. Let us do the Shanti Patha for Chandogya Upanishad, Sama Veda. ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् निराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. We are doing chapter 6 of Chandogya Upanishad. So far we completed 6 sections. Very briefly, the first 7 sections are about Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. That is the topic. It means only Brahman or our conscious existence or our impersonal existence and consciousness is the absolute truth. Everything else, I, my body, my mind, my world, Jagat, everything is mithya. Mithya means it has existence depending upon Brahman. Okay, if you remove the Brahman out, it has no existence. But so it is called only Nama Rupa. If a focus is so happens is on Nama Rupa, and we don't see the common existence. Common existence is our impersonal self, our impersonal being. Now, if you just look at yourself, you don't notice your impersonal self. Your focus is always on personal self, me, and related to me. If you shift your attention to your impersonal self, you actually become all-pervading. That is existence, and consciousness. It happens when the mind stops. It also, when mind stops between two thoughts, mind is also not there. So the spiritual evolution process is realizing who we are. Our mind is on the me and related to me, objective self, personal self, and related to whatever personal self is projecting. But that projection has a basis behind. That basis is impersonal self called Sat. So when we are identified with me and my body, my thoughts, my ideas, We are in the realm of names and thoughts or conditioned consciousness. Then we do not see ourselves in true sense. We only operate in projected images of ourselves and the world. That projection are taking place in you as infinite consciousness, as impersonal existence. Nama Rupa. They are in consciousness. You identify them by so and so, and then you give the name, and then you only transact with that. So, the purpose of the spiritual realization is to reverse it. You see yourself as true, conscious, impersonal self or aware being. And then you realize world is just appearance in you. It has no absolute reality. And then the paradigm shifts. And you are always eternally happy, secure, and fearless after that. You realize what comes and goes is not you. Just like words are always rising in silence. Between two words, there is silence. In the same way, between two experiences which are personalized, there is impersonal consciousness. So the Upanishad starts out saying only impersonal consciousness existed and exists now also. And then within it, because only when it's only one existed, obviously there is no space. So from within that, space, time, objects, and everything appeared within it. Because there is only one, it is still one only. Within it only it is possible. If you say God created sun, then question will come, where did the material for sun came from? So Upanishad answers, it is always within God, within consciousness, within you. God and you, it will come next few sections. One identity, at impersonal self, they are one. So God is the material cause as well as the intelligent cause. Just like you are the material cause for your thoughts. You are the intelligent cause for your preoccupations with what you like and what you don't like. And so also me. I am the intelligent cause for my problems and also material cause. So when he created everything within him as a projection, then he will explain how it appeared so that we understand the process of mithya, and then he will also tell how to remove it so that you go back to yourself. So initially the creation is explained to get our attention to the fact that it is appearing in him. So first he created the subtle elements as Agni, or Tejas, water and Prithvi, three. Space and air you could include in fire. That's what Bhagavan Shankaracharya. If you want to, you can do that. And then those three are subdivided to create grassified elements. The grassified elements further combine to form the world. That is how the Jagat is created. Adi Bhautika. Then Adhyatmika. Using the same grass world, Prithvi, when you eat as anna or solid matter, then your mind and your flesh and whatever you reject as stool formed. From water, your blood, your urine, and your prana has formed. So the grass elements, again, when you take it, they become subtle and and then gross, and then they create you, Adhyatmika. The oils and then ghee that we take create our bones and marrow and our walk. So Adhyatmika is also explained. Then the son, who is a student here, with Swetaketu, he asked a question, Father, I don't quite understand it. So he's in the section 6, he said, okay, how it happens, he explained. Just like when you churn dahi or yogurt, dahi, when you churn it, the fine part will rise as butter. In the same way, when grass food is taken, it is churned in your stomach, and the fine part rises as your mind. That's why mind is actually in the heart in a Vedanta philosophy. This is brain, right? It rises. Same thing when the water gets churned, it becomes prana. That's how he explains. So then he concludes saying that there is only अन्नमयम ही mana, आपोमयः प्राणः, तेजोमयी walk. So he says, conclusion of those two sections is अन्नमयम ही mana, आपोमयः प्राणः, तेजोमयी walk iti. Remember, the process is, it's only grassification and then grass world and adhyatmika, independent, individual body formation and mind has taken place. But they all came from the original cause. Sushma Bhutas came from Brahman. So grass world is formed from grass bhuta, grassified elements. Grassified elements came from subtle elements, and subtle elements came from Brahman. So even now, if Brahman is still there, within him they all appeared. So you have to remove apavada, you got to do to get back to yourself. Right now, it is going to be discussed in next sections. But they are now focusing Adi Bhautika and Adhyatmika. Now after section 6, son again asked a question, Father, please explain this again, or explain to me some more. So he's following it, but he's not 100% sure. So he, Father, explain to me some more. He asked the same question, how the prana, how the food becomes mind. Yes. He said, now he explained, give an example, just like when you churn yogurt, fine part goes up. That's how the food becomes mind. That's how he explained. But even then, he was not 100%. He still wanted, Father, please explain that more. See, this topic is very, very important. That's why Upanishad is taking time. The reason it's important is it is proving mind is matter. It is not Atma. Mind is only a formation because of matter and sustains because of matter. It appears, it feels like Atma because it reflects consciousness. That is why Buddhists also got confused. Chetana Atma, they said mind and Buddhi, they got confused with they call Prajnanavadas. So this topic is important because prana and mind and prana are subtle matter coming out of gross matter. They are not Atma. So when he asks the question again, the father decides, okay, we'll do an experiment. So I will now let us start the 7th chapter, 7th section, very important. It's very important to understand what is happening because mind itself is matter. That is where we need to grow out of it. षोडशकल सौम्य पुरुषः पंचदश हानि मासीः Kamamapaha piba apomaya pranaha na pibato vichetsati iti. Shodasa Shodasakala somya purushaha panchadasahani masihi kamamapa piba apomaya pranaha na pibato vichetsati iti. We'll also do 2 and 3. Okay. Saha panchadasahani na shadha hainam upasasada kim bravimi bho iti ruchas somya yajugumsi samani iti saho vacha navayama pratibhanti bho iti. Saha panchadasahani nashadha hainam upasasada kim bravimi bho iti ruchas somya yajugumsi samani iti saho vacha navayama pratibhanti bho iti. We'll also do number 3. Okay. Tam ho vacha yatha somya mahataha abhyahitasya eko angaraha khadyota matraha parisista syat tena tatopi na bahuhu dahet evagum somya te shodasanam kalashanam ekaha kala atitistha eka kala atitistha syat tayeva tarhi vedanna anubhavasi Ashanatha me vijnasyasi iti. I will chant again. Number 3. Tagumho vacha yatha somya mahato abhyasi tasya eko angaraha khadyota matraha parsishtasyat tena tatopi na bahu dahet dahet evagum somya te shodasanam kalanam eka kala atisista syat tayai tarhi vedan na anubhavasyasi ashanatha me vijnasyasi iti. Okay, this is extremely important section. The father is now proving to the son mind is and prana and also vak to some extent are nothing but matter. They depend upon matter you take. It's not you. And the son was having trouble to understand it. He's asking, keep on asking, explain me more, explain me more. So father decided, now he explains, Shodasakala Somya Purushaha. Any human being, Purusha here means human being, Shodasakalaha. He is made of 16 components. Somya, a dear one, a gentle boy, keeps on repeating Somya, Somya. That's a part of the way he addresses the son. Now, how do you prove this? Panchadasha ahani ma ashihi. For 15 days, ahani means days, day and night. Ma asihi. Here, 24 hours. Ma asi, do not eat. 15 days. Kamam apaha piba. As much as you want kamam, drink water, but no solid food. Why? Apomayaha pranaha napibato vichetsata iti. Because prana, we already said in the previous two sections, prana is made of water. If you don't drink water, prana will go. So drink as much water as you want, but don't eat anything for 15 days. Now, this is trying to prove mind is a product of matter. Saha panchadashahani na ashadha. Swetaketu, being a good student, for 15 days he did not eat. Then he enam upasasada. Then he approached his father. Upasasada, he approached father. Kim bravimi bho. I followed what you said. What do you want me to do? Tell me. Iti, he said that. Then father said, Hey Soumya, Rucha Yajuvimshi Samani iti Saho Vacha. Now you recite some mantras of Rigveda, Yajurveda, and Sama Veda. Because the boy has learned all of them. Navayama Pratibhanti Bhoiti. Svetakadu said, Father, nothing is coming to my mind. He studied so hard. He knew all the material. Even now, I know people who recite from rote all the Vedas, full completely. That's how they learn. And so the boy studied like that. He knew before, but for 15 days he didn't eat anything. Now nothing is coming to his mind. What does it prove? Mind is fed by matter and held by matter. Nothing pratibhanti me, nothing is coming to my mind. Tagumho vacha yatha soumya mahataha abhyahitasya eko angaraha tadyota matraha parisista syad. He's saying, hey Soumya, mahato abhyahitasya eko angaraha. When there is a huge lit bonfire, let us say, when it has become gradually extinguished, is covered by now, completely gone. But eko angaraha, one ember, just blinking like light. One eko angaraha parisistaha syat. How much is that? Just like a khadyo matra parisista syat. It is probably, like he gives an example, like a khadyo matra, just like a firefly. It is just blinking. It can identify itself as it exists, but it is barely hanging in there. So example very perfectly suits this. It's like a firefly. You know it exists, but it cannot do anything more than that. The same way that ember, small piece of wood burning, some light it is emitting, but it is barely hanging in there. Only one that piece is left. Tato api tena tato api na bahuhu dahet ahagum dahet evagum soumya. That small leftover ember, it cannot ignite rest of them because it is barely hanging in there. Na bahu dahet evagum soumya te shodasanam kalanam eka kala. In the same way, out of the 16 kalas, components that your mind has, eka kala, only one atisistha syat, only one is left. So because he fasted 15 days, only one is left. You cannot illumine your thoughts. You cannot illumine your memories. You're barely hanging in there, just like that firefly or just like the ember, hardly flickering. In the same way, you're being hanging there. So you cannot illumine. Your mind is practically withdrawn. It has no juice left. Eka, it only has barely Eka out of 16, only one is left. Eka kala atisista syat. Tayai tarhi vedan na anubhavasi. With that flickering, small leftover mind, you cannot recollect Vedas. Anubhavasi. Ashanadha. Now go and eat. Then me vijnasasi iti. Then you would follow my words now. Now you experienced what it means. Mind is matter. It is made of matter, sustained by matter. And it is not consciousness. It's still alive. But you are not able to work your way through because memory and all is the function. They're all those things are not functional. They're just equipment. They can be operated, but they are not you. They depend upon matter. But you are not matter. You are the impersonal existence. Matter exists in you. That is the reason mind also exists in you. Vijnasasi. Then you would understand my words. Go and eat now. So that is the summary of the first three mantras. So basically, the experiment is you fast, you also experience. If you fast for a few days, you also experience. Your mind is not the same. Even if you take some medications, the mind gets affected. Mind is matter only. So that's why because of that, everything is many of these people nowadays say, oh, because they identify the mind, but that is why they say okay, medications work. So that's why, but that's matter. That's mind. It is not surprising. It works. But you are not the matter. You are not the mind. You exist before the mind came, and you also exist after the mind came or goes. So I mentioned in the previous class also, you are the all-pervading existence consciousness. When you body rises. So the fact that body is operating is an indication that there is a truth behind it. Whether the body is there or not. So conscious is not a part of the body or a product or a property of the body. It's not. These are all properties of the matter, including the mind. That is why Vedanta clearly says artificial intelligence cannot have self-realization. It can talk like intelligent. That's fine. That's different. But self-realization, all-pervading, infinite self, presence, oneness, all these are extremely impersonal, not programmed. They are possible right now. But artificial intelligence, it has no first-person experience. I am. No. It is not functional. It's a machine. That's all it is. So let us now go ahead and do the 3 to 6. Mantras 3 to 6. Mantras 4 to 6, sorry, 4 to 6. Yes. Saha ashatha henam upasasada tamha yad kinchat prapracha sarvam ha pratipede. स ह असाध हि एनम् उपससाद तं ह यत्किञ्चित् प्रप्रच्छ सर्वं ह प्रतिपेदे. Number 4. That's number 4. Number 5. तं होवाच यथा सौम्य महतो अभ्याहितस्य एकम् अंगारं खद्योतमात्रं परिशिष्टं तं तृणैः उपसमाधाय प्राज्वालयत् तेन ततोपि बहुः दहेत्. तं होवाच यथा सौम्य महतो अभ्याहितस्य एकम् अंगारं खद्योतमात्रं परिशिष्टं तं तृणैः उपसमाधाय प्रज्वालयेत् तेन ततो अपि बहु दहेत्. Okay. Let us do this sixth also. We did 5, let's go to sixth also. एवं सौम्य ते षोडशानां कलानाम् एका कला अतिशिष्टा अभूत् सा अन्नेन उपसमाहिता प्रज्वालित तयैः एतर्हि वेदानाम् अनुभवसि. अन्नमयं हि सौम्य मनो आपोमयः प्राणः तेजोमयी वागिति तद्हास्य विजिज्ञो इति विज्ञो इति. That is not there. Sixth mantra he has extra in this, but don't worry about that. That's not good. एवं सौम्य ते षोडशानां कलानाम् एका कला अतिशिष्टा भूत् सा अन्नेन उपसमाहिता प्रज्वालित एतैः तर्हि वेदान् अनुभवसि. अन्नमयं हि सौम्य मनो आपोमयः प्राणः तेजोमयी वागिति तद्हास्य विजिज्ञो इति. Okay. So number 4. So the father told him to go back, eat, and come back. Okay. Now the son, Saha Ashadha, he Asadha Ha. The son went back, ate. We have to add 15 days. 15 days he did not eat, so 15 days, 15. It is not mentioned here. Some commentators mention that, but it is understood. He ate normally for some days until he became well, normal. Henam upasasada. He enam upasasada. He approached his father. Tamha yet kinchat prapracha sarvam iha pratipede. Now, whatever he asked him, pratipede, he recited. Here in Vedanta Shastra, there is a small technical word for that. This is called Anvaya Vitireka, it is called. Anvaya Vitireka, proof. So if you have something, you have one experience. If you don't have it, you have another experience. So like for example, if you say take a glass of water, if the water is sweet, then you say sugar was added to it. Anvaya. Sweetness proves the fact that there is sugar in it. Lack of sweetness proves the fact there is no sugar. Anvaya means sweetness. Vitireka means no sweetness. In the same way, if sweetness is there, sugar is there. Sweet is not there, sugar is not there. So that's the relationship between experience and the cause of the experience. Now, experience in the first time when he did not eat for 15 days, he could not remember. When he ate, he could remember. So, what is the conclusion? The food that he ate is like sugar, is related to the ability to speak, remember, and chant. So, if you eat food, your mind is nourished and you can remember your functions. That is Anvaya. If you don't, Vetireka, you cannot remember. Anvaya Vetireka. It's a proof, technique for proof. Vidyaranya, the great Vidyaranya, uses this in the first few slokas of Panchadasi. Consciousness, it is there when you wake, experiences and consciousness. Dream, experiences, consciousness. Deep sleep, experiences, consciousness. Take up all the experiences, consciousness by itself. That's the proof. And every day, like this, whole 365 days and all yugas, they come and go, but consciousness remains. In first few slokas in Panchadasi, first chapter, he says consciousness is always exists. Without it, nothing happens. Waking, dream, a deep sleep also, you are aware that you exist by inference. So like that he starts Panchadasi. So and he says it's priyam for you, because if you like somebody, then only you treat that person well, because he's giving happiness to you. So what is more important, the person or happiness? Happiness is more important. So he says he proves priyam is also he proves like that. Ananda is in your own property. You're always looking for it. Like that he proves Satchit Ananda. So everything you like in the world is not for them, but because you like yourself. When they give you happiness, you like it. So you are the most dear to you. It's because it was dear to you, you like others. The happiness is taken out, that person, you don't like it anymore. So who is really looking for your happiness? In the same way, here it is saying, if you don't have memory, it means you didn't eat. If you eat, memory came back. So memory is the product of food. So that's the proof. Then he explains further. Tam hovacha yatha soumya mahato abhyahitasya ekangaram khatyodamatram varjishtam tam trunaihi upasadaya prajva. Just like that little ember of flickering fire in a small ember, we can revive it carefully by adding some dry grass and then blowing it. If you put oil, or if you put something big, if you pour more embers on it, it will extinguish. But you have to take that little ember, flickering piece of firewood, then you put some dry grass, truna, and then you blow it, and gradually it will catch up. And then you can ignite more and more, and then it will reestablish. In the same way, when you ate, you rekindled your mental kalas, 16 kalas, components, vitalizing parts. You rekindle them, now you are able to reside. He gave example, he connected with the example he gave earlier. Evam Soumya, te shodasanam kalam eka kala atisista. So in the same way, out of those 16, one was left, and that one you have to reignite, just like reignite the ember using the grass. You had to reignite it with eating food slowly, and then it will come back. That's what happened. Annena upasamahita prajwalit tayehi evadan. So the food you have taken, gradually it has reignited your intellect and your memory, and now you are able to remember the Vedas. Vedan anubhavasi. You are experiencing again all your functionalities of the mind. Now he concludes. Annamayam hi somya manaha apomaya. Sorry. Annamayam hi somya manaha. Manas is nothing but made of, energized by matter. Annamayam. Apomaya pranaha. Prana is made of water because he survived just because of water. He's just still breathing. And if you say, he told you, be careful if you don't. Tejomayi vak. Speech is a product of ghee you take and all that. So all these things, he stopped taking. So his speech went away. Very, very little, just like that. Now, tadhi asya, now asya fathers. Vijijñau iti. Now the son said, yes, father, I got it. I got it. He said 2 times. So confirm that now understand matter, mind is nothing but matter. And of course, you have to, by inference, extend it. So he says, Tejomayi, Apomaya, Pranaha, Tejomayi, Vagiti. So you have to, one experiment, these 3 points, we have to get it. So basically, by Anvaya Vetireka, he has explained it. Mind is nothing but matter, so it is inert. It is not by itself conscious. Okay. So in the past, I repeat this. This is extremely important in Vedanta Shastra. You kind of understand this distinction between Atma and Manas. Manas includes intellect, thought process, all these things. They are made of matter. They are not absolutely real. They come and go. They grow, they decay, and all those things happen. And they pass. You pass. But Atma remains. So it's very important to know that consciousness is not part of the body or product or property of the body. The body and mind and intellect, they operate because of consciousness. Consciousness is like light and matter is like a bulb, electricity bulb. That's all. Consciousness illumines matter, consciousness illumines the body, consciousness illumines intellect. But these things just function because consciousness reflects in the mind, like a reflection in the mirror. Bhagavan Shankaracharya talks about it. We'll talk a lot. So, how do you discover yourself? When you actually shift your attention to the consciousness, but what happens is when the consciousness reflects in our mind projects objects external, our mind remains on the external. So what happens? Me, my world, my thoughts, my body, they overtake the truth. These are called Nama Rupa. They are very subjective. What bothers you doesn't bother me. What bothers you today may not bother you tomorrow. These are Nama Rupa because they are Mithya. Something happiness and unhappiness because they are now depending upon the world. But there is a consciousness like light which is now become Sakshi because it's just illumining. When we actually realize who we are, then we actually enjoy the show more. Just like when you know it's a movie, you enjoy more. The world is just like a movie, but you are the support. So consciousness provides sentiency to the body, mind, and intellect. Even the body, when the body mind drops, consciousness remains. That's where we have to house it. So the Upanishad is going in that direction to gradually tell you you are that, not matter, but matter is nothing but a superimposition in consciousness. Now up to section 7, we just completed section 7, I think. Up to section 7, 5, 6, and 7, they focus on individual mind and how it operates and how it forms from the gross matter and how it is dependent upon the matter, and it's not absolute. Now, from starting from first section till seventh section, the common topic is Jagat Brahma Satyam Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asid. Jagat Mithya. Jagat is an appearance in consciousness. That appearance is in the form of names and forms, which we get conditioned by, and then we believe, we forget the support. In the beginning, I mentioned this, I will repeat that now. When we look at a pot, we forget it is made of clay because our mind is on the functional part of the object we see. So Vedanta has to give you clarity. So take a pot, you call it pot, but it is actually, you touch it everywhere, and what you find out, it is just a clay. Clay plus functionality added as a pot, no problem. But that is a nama rupa. But what is it? Fundamentally, it is clay. When fundamentally it is clay, then as an existence, there is no pot. Only thing that exists there is only clay. Exactly in the same way, up to this section, they are trying to tell you in consciousness, Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asit, world appears. Now the world is formed, grossified, and subtle. In the subtle matter, it reflects consciousness and then it gives the life as though to the gross matter that you own. The reflection is called Jiva, Chidabhasa. Now, what is the relationship between the Jiva and the original consciousness? It is just like a original face and the reflection in the mirror. But the reflection is dependent upon the condition of the mirror. But if the condition of the mirror is very pure and clear and clean, the reflection can recognize I am nothing but original consciousness, and it drops the personal. So that personalized reflection is you and me. The mirror is our mind, the pool, our mind. Personalized self. awareness. It is only appearance. It has no independence outside the original consciousness. Just like my face, the mirror reflection in the mirror is not independent. But the reflection in the mirror, it does not control me. I can close it, I remain. So the Brahman, all pervading self, pervades the whole universe as unaffected one. But the reflections are many. Each one of us is a reflection. When the reflection becomes very clean and pure, it recognizes the identity with the original consciousness. So the eighth chapter is actually now putting it all together, and it goes to Tvam Pada Vichara. Right now, the Vichara of Jagat, Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya is from sections 1 to, from sections 2 mainly, to 7 is that. Jagat Mithya, it's appearance, just like reflection in the mirror. Don't, as soon as you hear the word Mithya, don't get confused. It is just whatever you have imposed on yourself is bothering you. And if when the mirror becomes clean, it is actually explained. Upanishad will explain what is how you connect and all that will come. It explain. So the process is same. You have to go back to the cause. Just like in the case of pot and the clay, the Nama Rupa, when you remove Nama Rupa, you go to the clay. And then you realize it's always clay only. It was never really. So our mind was never on the substance. Our mind is only on the function. So we use the word clay pot as a clay as an adjective to the pot, but actually it is not. It is pot is actually came in clay and appeared in clay and then died in clay. So clay is the only material. But our mind has become conditioned only to not to see the clay. In the same way, when we are conditioned with the me, my, you don't see the common substance behind it. So when you become personal awareness, impersonal awareness you don't see. The impersonal awareness is called Sat, Sadeva Saumya. That is common background for all. Okay. So before we go to eighth section, I want to read the introduction to Bhagavan Shankaracharya's commentary on the eighth section, because he says how to go. Now he's going to Tvampada Vichara. Tvampada Vichara means he's going to talk about you, that limited, who has forgotten his true identity. And the eighth chapter is going to talk about it. So introduction, Bhagavan writes. He says, Yasmin manasi jivena atmana anupravistha paradevata adarshe iva purushaha pratibhimbena jaladishu iva suryadayah pratibimbai tatmanaha annamayam tejo apmayabhyam vak pranabhyam sangatam adhigatam. That Brahman which entered us and which is operating this system like a light, and so far we have explained how that gives you experiences through this system made of anna, jala, and stages. Yan mayo yastaha cha jivaha manana darshana sravanadi vyavaharaya kalpate taduparamecha swam devata rupam eva pratitishtate. That mind which engages itself in various activities such as manana, sravana, idi vyavahara, kalpate, tad uparame, if that withdraws, swam devata rupam eva pratipadyate. You realize who you are. See how clearly he said. You are preoccupied with the me and my. But when you withdraw from that, you go back to your true presence, you who you are. It's not a rocket science. It's a choice. You have to flip. You now you see Nama Rupa and then you forget the support. You flip it. You now hold on to support. Now operationally you just treat the world, including your body and mind. Now he got some Upanishads. Tasya asya manasthasya cha manaha akhyam gatasya mana upadesham dvarena indriya vishayabhyo nivrittasya yasyam parasyam devatayam swatma bhutayam yadavasthanam tat putraya achikhyasuhu. Now how go back to your true self? Through sense control and recognition of who you are not, turning back. To explain that to his son, he's starting the next section. Here, Nachiketa has not asked any question. He's actually continuing the teaching he started. Okay. Not Nachiketa, I'm sorry. Swetaketu had not asked the question. But the father now has said, okay, now we said the framework is now all done. And the framework is only cause pervades the effects. All the effects are body, mind, intellect, the world is all effects. All are pervaded by the cause. What is the cause? Sat and Chit, our impersonal self. If you know that Sat and Chit, you know all the effects because they are part of in Sat and Chit, they are in Sat and Chit. That is the framework. Now he is going to prove some more how to get back to the root. And section 8 starts with that. And then 9 to 16 sections, they discuss Asi, connection. They give some examples and all that. So the 8th section is very crucial. Tvampada Vichara, Tattvamasi will come here. Okay? The next class, we'll take it. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.